What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash today. This one comes to us at the request of Mr. M. Hat. Mr. Hat, we're talking about this for you. Shout out to the Dragon Riders and the House of the Dragon. Right now, guys, things are looking really exciting. I've got the BCH BTC chart pulled up for a reason. We'll get into the US dollar, the spot price in a second. But looking at what we have here, it's the start of the week. It's 6 days and 20 hours left in this week. We've already bullishly engulfed. Okay, now generally when you get a start to a week like this, that leaves the door open to see it come back and you're left with the wick to the upside, you know. This week probably had that, right? Where you literally did bullishly engulf and then you turned around and got bearish. Something like that could happen. But what I want to point out is, you know, this right here, right? From bottom to top, for those of you that hadn't been watching the channel since back here, or since this like move up even, I made a statement, and I stand by this statement. I'll stand by this for the cycles to come, that I believe that this was the all-time low for Bitcoin Cash versus BTC. And yes, it is right now, but I mean, it's going to continue to be. I think Bitcoin Cash is going to be on the up and up versus BTC, not just for this cycle, but for the cycles to come. Never again to go below these levels. Personally, that's my thought. We're doing different things now than we've ever done. If this purple line could go back, I mean, like, even if we like really shaved it, like, there's been really at no point in time where we've been this bullish on the purple line, even though it only came into existence here. We are wrestling it. I do expect that we're going to get above this, and we're going to continue above it. We're going to form a high that's higher than this. If I had to give an estimate as to where I think Bitcoin Cash is going to be at the end of the cycle versus Bitcoin, I would think that somewhere around here or around here is totally possible, which would give us a total growth of like a 14x to like a 30x versus Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin does well, that just means Bitcoin Cash is going to do phenomenally better, right? Looking at this same fib that I've got drawn up here from top to bottom there, we literally bounced right off the 236, right? Found resistance at the 0.5, wrestled the 382, didn't show respect on it, which that's pretty common. Found support right on the 236. The next move from here, guys, is a higher high that would take us further above this purple line than we've ever been and probably sustain it up there to this 61869 area. Now versus Bitcoin, compared to where we are now, that would be a growth of 100 to 140%, probably in a very, very short amount of time, right? It likes to move up real quick. Whenever it moves up, and this isn't, I'm not just basing it off of this, right? This time here, whenever we gain grounds against Bitcoin, we do it dramatically. So Bitcoin Cash, the price right now, guys, is probably getting ready to do some really crazy stuff. We've been consolidating now longer than most cryptos, right? A lot of coins have, you know, they've had their runs up in the past like month or two, and they've been consolidating for a little bit. Bitcoin Cash has been consolidating since June, right? The very end of June. And we're starting to show life right now, right? With this move right now. It could, man, we're already up at 254. That's awesome. I'm happy and sad, man. I really wish I could have bought more. But I'm happy for the amount that I have and the amount that's going up right now. It's definitely a nice bounce off of this purple line. Again, you know, you remember back here, we were like on one of these days here, and I was like, oh, I'm bullish. And then like 3 days later, like I was like, oh, I'm bearish. We're probably going to break out of this very slowly, and we did. And then it was something like over here again. I was like, I think that we're actually not going to go below 200. We're gonna go up higher. And I'm not trying to play that game right now, but I'm just saying I'm very pleased with the price holding this purple line. Generally, when you grind the purple line like this, especially after bouncing right off it multiple times, like when you see this change in behavior, I would expect that we'd go lower. But you know, man, that's back to the whole thing. Like, I haven't once talked about selling this. I haven't sold it myself. If I ever was to sell, I would definitely make it public that I am selling. But that's why, you know, with stuff like this, even though it's convincing, that's why you don't sell, because you never know what the market's going to do. We're in the very early times, you guys. Even here, even at this price, I don't even care if it was over here, man. We're below $500. It's a good time to buy Bitcoin Cash, because this thing's probably going to be worth over 20 grand by the end of this cycle. Here it is sitting at $254. You can still make immense money with this thing. But again, don't play the game. you want to make immense money with this game, with this thing, don't play the game, because Bitcoin Cash loves to mess with us. As I'm sure any of us know throughout this whole experience, it loves to mess with us, right? So if you don't believe Bitcoin Cash likes to mess with us, you haven't been holding it that long. That's for sure. It's one of the more volatile assets. It can be easier to trade, you know, if you're catching the right rhythms. I know some people. We got some people in the Discord. Shout out to Vito who've been trading this thing pretty successfully. You know, but I personally stay away from trading. I've bought my bag, and anybody who is trading, I would recommend that you have a bag, a moon bag, a bag that's meant to sit for the whole cycle, that you're going to hodl. You're not going to touch it no matter what. It's just there to add to, if anything, because even though if it looks like it's going to go lower, it just might not, and you might get this positive reaction. And man, this is a hell of a bullish day so far. We're up 10%. This is the most bullish day we've seen really since the XRP, or maybe that was the grayscale. I don't know, whatever big news day that was. I think that was the XRP winning versus SEC. I'm getting off topic here. I want to keep the TA short. We're overbought. Looks nice. Bought off the oversold zone, or bounced off the oversold zone. Weekly is in this nice formation up, higher lows. We got a lot of room to go, so we could absolutely go higher. I think right now, guys, we're getting ready to move to that $400 to $500 level by the end of this year. Here we are at 253, man. A 2x for Bitcoin Cash by the end of the year. Is it possible? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And we're going to be riding on some green dragon backs to get up there, man. Shout out again to the Dragon Riders, guys. I know you've been patient. I know you've been waiting. Again, it's been a hell of a time since June, but we've been consolidating for longer than most cryptos in the space, right? A lot of these cryptos haven't been consolidating this long. We are going to see a nice move, a very nice move. You know, there's going to be others that see nicer moves, of course. They might have been consolidating longer. Or they probably have lower market caps. It's easier to move, but all in all, man, the 1272 is a minimum expected price target. The 1618 is like the maximum expected price target. And we could, Santa Claus, good old Saint Nick, or whoever the Hanukkah Santa Claus is, or Kwanzaa Santa is, I don't know. Whatever holiday you support, the magical, gifted, celebrated holiday fictional character, they might gift you a price of $611 to $800. I know that was confusing, but I think it makes sense still. So this fib right here, I think is very important to pay attention to. Look for prices to potentially find resistance at this $400 area. We absolutely could. It's previous area of resistance and support, but that doesn't mean that we're done growing, right? We could absolutely continue to go past that, but things are looking good. Things are looking very good. I love that volume. Love the RSIs. They all look good. All this to say, man, I mean, at this rate, man, who knows? When we wake up tomorrow, we could be seeing stuff like this. Like it could be go time. It really could be go time for Bitcoin Cash right now. Bitcoin Cash has a halving too, you know. BCH halving date Friday the 5th, April 24. So right around the Bitcoin halving. So, you know, it's less talked about, and therefore maybe it's going to be a bigger event for Bitcoin Cash. But Bitcoin Cash is having a halving too, and I mean, yeah, I don't know. I've got nothing else to say, guys. I think it's going up from here. Good job, everybody. I think our patience is going to pay off, and we're going to soon be above $300, soon be above this purple line, and to higher highs on a weekly scale. So that's all I got. If you liked the video, hit that like button. Subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.